Hey guys, it's Marla at Bachelor Garden, out here enjoying this beautiful day. I have such a hard time getting stuff done in the kitchen when it's this beautiful outside. Boys are over at the pool and I was just doing some things around the garden here, and I thought, man, I wish there was somebody here to walk around the garden with me, and then I realized all of you are. So let's go see. All right, so you can see here behind me the cowpeas really taking off. Willa standing guard at the gate. This is the gate to the neighbor's pool where the boys are swimming. Some things never change. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, so Willa is, she gets nervous. She gets nervous with those boys in the pool. Willow, what's going on over there? They're alright. So today I was actually starting some seeds today. It's time to start planting a fall garden, and last year I didn't do much of a fall garden. Sometimes you just get burned out, you know. Yeah, but not this year. This year I'm going to do a full-on full garden, so let me show you what I got. Alright, so I've got some maintenance going on in the garden right now, getting ready to pull some stuff up, get ready for the fall garden, so making some room. So I'm just going to show you what I've got going on here in these raised beds. So these raised beds really have performed the best for us this year than in any previous year. And I did square foot gardening practices in these beds here, and so now I'm on, actually this was all cabbage here, and I harvested the cabbage and then I got beans going. So right here I'm pulling up some bush beans, harvesting what's left of these plants, and then I'm going to pull them. That one still had some flowers on it and some good sized beans, so I let that one go. So when I pull out the bean roots, because it's really not a huge root ball, as you can see right there, but things like the cabbage that get deeply rooted, I cut those off so that I'm not disturbing the soil structure that has taken the summer to build up. You can see that cabbage there, I cut it off and it is regrowing. So I'm gonna let it regrow and see what happens there. I started some seeds today that I'm going to get going inside. So I started some seeds today that I'm going to get going inside, and when those things pop, then I'll be ready to pop them into these empty places in the garden. I did some kohlrabi this year, and it's beautiful. Want to see? So in here, I did the square foot gardening, and you can see that some things have been harvested. There were also golden beets in here, so I went beet, kohlrabi, beet, kohlrabi, beet, kohlrabi. And then on the end here I had some buckwheat and some beneficial flowers, and I've been wanting to weed this. I had, you know, the same on both sides, and I keep wanting to tear this up, but there's a little brown snake that lives in here. See him? Isn't he cute? And he's always in here. Every time I come to check and see, because I want to weed this spot so bad, but that little brown snake seems to live there, so we're gonna let it. It's really this time of year that everything, oh, there's a hummingbird. So as I was saying, it is this time of year that really gets, I get very excited. I get excited for the harvest and preserving the food and trying new recipes. This year I'm going to do a little bit more fermenting, so I have a couple of recipes inside for purple onion or red onion and honey ferment, and I already do the garlic honey ferment, so I thought that I would try the onion, because I grew a bunch of bunching onion, purple bunching onion, and they're just like small, right? So they're like the perfect size to just pop in a jar with some honey and let them sit and ferment. And then they could be like cocktail onions, or I can throw them in with roasted potatoes or carrots or whatever, and they would be nice and sweet. Yeah, so I'm excited. I always get excited to try new things from what I grow in the garden, and this year I'm actually going to do a fall garden too, and you really have to be kind of purposeful with that. You know, you have to remember to start your seeds and have a place in the garden for everything to go, and so that takes a little bit of planning. So I think that next year, maybe in some of these beds here behind me, this is where Steve will plant the garlic in one of these beds. I'm thinking this bed right here, because it has cabbage in it right now, which is you look at this cabbage. I mean, look at the colors. Look at the colors on that cabbage. I think that cabbage has been my favorite thing to grow so far this year. But it's beautiful. All right, just beautiful. So I think maybe the garlic will come over here in this bed, since this is the last thing that's going to come out. Back over here we have the green beans again. Put lettuce, something else there, and then so on down the line. So just as these carrots here get ready to be harvested, then I'll have something ready to go in that spot. My kale over here has some munchers on it, so I've been in the process for a couple of days. I've been in the process of trimming back the leaves with the holes in them and trying to get rid of some of those little worms. I was thinking about cutting it all down and just starting over, but the new leaves, oh no, look at that guy. What are you? You're getting ready to eat my cabbage or my kale. And what exactly are you? I don't know. Because you don't look like a typical cabbage worm. So that guy was the zebra caterpillar. He didn't make it. And so, do I cut it all down? Do I cut it all back? Plant something totally different here? Or take a chance? I did get some BT, so I'll probably spray a little BT on these guys over here. And look at the groundhog has been in here munching on my carrots, munching on my beans. I have to remember to put this netting up. Keep that little groundhog out of here. The thing with those dang groundhogs though are they come out during the day too. We have squash like everywhere. We just planted this squash, I don't know, last week and a half. One of the far plants over there, that little woodchuck came up and ate the leaves off of it. That 4 o'clock there just volunteered, so Steve was kind enough to work around it and let it be. And then we have some more zucchini here. So these zucchini back here were our first that we started indoors in like March, and they are producing madly. It's awesome. And then we have other squashes all around the place, and then we have these late planted squash. So our hopes is that we can have squash all the way through the fall. Look at here. Oh, I see a blushing tomato over there. Ooh, you might be my first BLT. All right, on to the next patch of squash. So remember I said that I was going to put up another tool post. So Gavin dug the post holes for me. Actually, Gavin put the whole thing up. I just added the sticks. So now I have 2 places to set my tools. It was a busy day today. Can you tell? All right. So these ones are a little bit younger. We did plant these directly, and it looks like for the most part, maybe I might have a little action there. I'm gonna have to get the BT and inject this plant with it. I've heard that you can use a syringe actually and come ahead of the hole with the BT and try to get ahead of the larva in there, because they work their way up these stems, and these are hollow. So when I cut one of these off, I squirt BT down the chute, and then I hope that works the same as injecting. I don't know, but that's what I do. So I don't see much of anything. I see lots of little flowers. So these ones here, we let just kind of go crazy, just as nature intended for them to grow. But these ones over here, we put our old tomato cages around. I didn't have a whole lot of room here in the path between the potatoes and the squash, so I wanted to keep the path clear, and this gives me a good look as to what's going on inside the plant without having to move all of the leaves and whatnot. So I can get down and I can see what's going on. Looks like we have a couple of squash here that I can harvest. So these ones are scallop squash. They're kind of like patty pan, but a little different in that, ooh, what is going on down here? Ew, what is that? That is a squash that has fallen off and is now rotting. So I'm gonna have to come and scoop that out of there. Grody. The slugs are liking it. So the scallop squash, apparently, if I'm remembering correctly, that they can be harvested as summer squash, which is what I've been doing, or that you can let them get big and they will harden like a winter squash. So, you know, I should probably mark on the ones that I'm letting grow. I probably won't let the ones in here grow. What do I got? I got like some kind of a mold or something going on down in there, and I don't like the looks of it. See that one down there? I don't like it. There. What's that? Blossom end rot? I don't know. It's got a little fuzzy on it though. Alright, so I'm going to come in here and take all those off. Alright, so I got those dead and dying ones off of there, and I took a picture, so I'll Google it, look it up. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's never really been a problem, but might as well educate myself, right? So I think that I am going to leave that one there to grow into a hard winter squash. So if you see me starting to pick up, stop me. All right, on to the next patch. So over here, we did the same thing for these zucchini squash. We grew them up in the tower so that I could see what's going on in there. Look at I got one back in there. The leaves have kind of fallen over. I don't think that's going to hurt the plant. And then we had pumpkins growing on the other side there, hoping that they would go out into the lawn, but apparently they are wary of the chickens and the ducks, and they have decided to grow up and over this way. So we're just gonna see what kind of jungle happens over here. Oh, hey, look, there's a nice zucchini. I'm gonna pick that one. Yeah, that's a nice looking one. All right, so let's see what we got going on over here. So this is going to be another buttercup squash. It's recovering nicely after the deer or the groundhog, something got a hold of it. Looks like something still comes and nibbles on it occasionally. But it really is amazing. Plants are pretty amazing how they can recover. What do we got back in here? This is horseradish over here. It was in a pot here one winter, and apparently it grew roots and established itself. And even through, I don't know, this is probably 4 inches of mulch at least. So even through all that, it has persevered. Oh, look down there. We got some blackberries. I think I'm just gonna have to pick those and eat them. We try really hard to, be kind to animals and allow everybody a little place in the garden. But when you work so hard to grow something, and and that's your food, you have to defend it. You just gotta. So coming into the pickle trellis here, this is where we had the peas, and then we started the pickles behind them. Some of them are not extremely happy. They're a little wilty, but still getting some nice fruits on them. The wilty ones I'll probably just start to cut away, and I might even just take a chance and put a couple of seeds in the ground for more pickles or cucumbers. I forgot that one day I came along and I planted a bush bean in every single hole here along the way. Oh, look, a strawberry transplanted. Yeah, we got some pickles. Can't wait to make relish. I just used my last jar of relish, so that's cool. Over here though, I did plant more pickles. I planted them in the cinder blocks. I don't know if that's going to give enough room for the roots, but that is all fresh compost soil in there for raised beds, and whatever the pickle that I had growing behind there was not doing well. That's just why I put them in there. Look at the size of that sunflower. Volunteered. Love all the finches in the sunflowers. It's awesome. Awesome. This is truly one of my most favorite places in the garden. There are 4 frogs inhabiting this pond. I've only seen all 4 of them at once. But they're all in there. They awesome? Yeah, so I'm going to harvest the rest of these pickles here, and then I'm going to have to take a shower and switch into kitchen mode. I think it's almost 5 o'clock maybe, and I could just stay out here all night. In fact, the last few nights I have practically stayed out here. Didn't make dinner either of the 2 nights. Luckily the boys though are teenagers and don't really need me to feed them. There's enough food in the house that I know that they won't starve. So yeah, so I'm going to make dinner though tonight, because since I didn't make dinner the last 2 nights, I didn't have dinner the last 2 nights. I kind of went to bed hungry. Yeah, anyway, hope you all had a good time walking around the garden with me. Thanks for coming. Sometimes I get lonely out here, and the boys don't really like to spend all that much time with me. But if you think that you might want to come visit, just bring your work shorts and a pair of gloves. Actually, I have extra gloves if you need, and you can come hang out in the garden, and I'll send you home with a box of vegetables. Bye.